kí ni ìwọ Sanwó-Olú wá ṣe ń sìn? Ẹ ti wó gbogbo ẹ̀. Ibi tí wọ́n gan ti wá lámùtọ́, ilé ìgbẹ́ ìjọba wà ń bẹ̀. Èkó wo lẹ wá build for the last 20 years? Nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe for 20 years, Bàbá Jákàndé ṣe 4 years. Ó lè tún ṣe more better. Ẹ wá ń sọ pé ìyìn lẹ build Èkó. Ọlọ́run ọba àwa jẹ́ nínú ọlá àwọn méjì tèmi ń dárúkọ yẹn, ìyẹn ló ṣe ń tà mí lára. Wàláhì tàláhì súnmọ́bìlà ìsìláwà. Bàbá Tinubu ní nǹkan kan pépà lásán lẹ ní. Ó lè jọ ọmọ yín tẹ̀ ń pùṣì lọ́lọ́run máa fi yọ ápùlù ojú yín. Ápùlù ojú yín lọmọ yìí. Olú ọmọ yín ni. But Ọlọ́run fábòsí kò fátànjẹ. Ẹyẹ gbọ̀tún ẹyẹ gbòsì. Ẹ̀gbọ́n Tinubu lè conquer anywhere o. Ó lè fọbajẹ lórí Ọ̀yọ́ state, ó lè fọbajẹ níbi tó wà ń sìn. Ó lè fọbajẹ ilẹ̀ Haúsá kan wá pàdé gọ́vnà tóun fẹ́ nì. Ṣèyí ọmọ ẹ̀ ó lè fi jẹ́, a fi gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn sọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Thank you very
But
much.
o lè ṣe anything. Wàá lo 20 years ẹ̀gbọ́n Tinubu. Mo gbàdúrà àlàáfíà fún ẹ. Inú ìra tọ́lọ̀ máa fi fún ẹ kó jókòó sáàárín ilé ẹ̀gbọ́n Tinubu, Ọlọ́run àdójútì ẹ̀. Bọ̀bọ́ Chicago. So bóyá jẹ́ nìyẹn. Báyégún Ọlọ́run ní báyìí lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀jọ́ máa bá program ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń bá lọ yìí o.
No wahala.
Máa bá lọ o. But Nàìjíríà yìí máa pín, tó bá pín, wọ́n á sọ̀tọ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ Tinubu náà jọ míì. Wọ́n máa sá lọ nígbẹ̀yìn lágbọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
Kò ní bàjẹ́ bàbá. Ẹ jẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ báyẹn ṣe gan. Thank you so much. That's Alhaji Wahab Kalejaye is like 100% Lagos, like the Lagos Island man who knows these guys too. Like he grew up there, was born there, he grew up there, and they know themselves. So he personally feels like Tinubu has brought nothing but retrogression through his politics and all that to Lagos, and they are now seeing the Lagos that, this Lagos that they are seeing now is so not the Lagos they grew up in. And if Tinubu is parading himself as somebody who built Lagos, he would love to know what or which of the Lagos he built, right? That those who did the real work in setting the Lagos up to what, they grew up in, they never claimed any part of Lagos to themselves or willed it to themselves or their family members. But for Tinubu, he wanted to own everything. All he has is money. And he, he believes that it may just be a time for him to live long enough to reap all the evil he's done. And if he keeps pushing his son, that too can be what, God can use to punish him at the end of it all. So Alhaji is from Isaleko, and is one of the most disappointed Lagosian to what Tinubu has turned Lagos into via his politics. Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello, Mayegu.
Hello, sir. How are you?
The prince from the Temple of Truth. I'm good. This is Odogu.
Odogu, my man. How are you doing tonight, sir?
My brother. I'm doing great. You are doing good, my brother. Thank you for creating this avenue for critical thinking.
Bless you, Baba. And thanks so much for not giving up on me. Still coming back again and again to balance it up here, Baba.
No.
Thank you. Please.
No, now you are not. Now we day here. Nothing will do you. We got your back, brother.
Bless you.
See, my little take on some of the points you raised today. One is Isia Baribe, when he was just being interviewed, you see the complicity in his statement. He was just just using word salad. He didn't know how to answer that question, but you know very well that he was just giving some rhetoric of word salad, trying to dodge that question.
I know.
He is part of the rot. He is deep. How can somebody, assuming you and I, Mayegun, if you run Nigeria like your business, if somebody give you Nigeria now as a business, can you run Nigeria like your business?
No, I can't.
Do approval.
Somebody can't run my business like that. It's not possible.
So that's how bad these people are. So it is a total state capture, and all of them are together. Sometimes they look like they are quarreling. They are not quarreling.
No.
Abaribe is looking like I don't know about it. Nobody told me. Probably because they didn't give him a share of what he was expecting from that. That's why he's showing ignorance. But that's by the way. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, you see this period between now and January, money is exchanging hand. This money that they borrowed now, one, the terrorists have a portion of that money. Their stake is involved. Two, all those ministries, I used to work in the government. So what they normally do is, this period, once it's about July, August, September, they stop spending heavy money. And towards December, because any money that you don't spend, you return it back.
Now,
So
I expect that it shouldn't be the time for them to be asking for a new loan. No, this is the time that everybody will begin to return money they were given and they didn't spend. And if they never give you any money, you have to add it to the new budget so that they go give you next time. But now they are there approving loan. Need 11th hour.
Correct. Correct. So that is just a Christmas money. So what they do is, during this period, any money that you don't spend, you return it back. But they will not do that. What they will do is they start writing frivolous trips and events that never happened, and they will share the money. And by January, the account will be 0-0. And who are the people doing this? The evil servants. The same people that are crying and calling on all the ministers. You see, sometimes I pity some of these ministers because I work with many of them. A minister may be very clean. I'm not saying a cent, but he will come into that office. What they will do is they prepare those proposals and tell him, Oga, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. You sign here, you sign here, you sign here, and they will get all those things done. And they are the ones running the city, running the system.
Yes.
So if you're a minister, like they did to Uju or Hanenye, if you're a minister and you don't agree to what they are doing, they'll form a block and evict you and get their own person to run that dangerous system. And let me also tell you, they challenge themselves with Otumopo, what we call what's it called?
Otumopo, that's Juju.
They use charms to fight themselves. Every week, every month, you hear people dying in the ministry. Many of them, they act like they are Christians, but many of them who are in those positions, they use charms. And also, if you go to the ministries, I'm telling you because I saw this.
I get some glimpses as well too now, because myself, I entered them before I left that place too. So I they follow you. A lot of people who kind of know what you talk as well right now. A lot of people.
I'm telling good. If you go to any ministry or any government parastatal or any agency and you find the bosses or the chief of secretariat office with a padlock or lock or CCTV, what they do there is they sleep with women in those offices. I'm saying this because one of the cleaners called us one morning because of this is dirty, because of one Oga slept in the office, one of the visitors, and then they spilled all the human semen on the floor. And the cleaner called us to come and see. So what they do is they sleep with themselves in those offices. They sleep with people's wives in those offices. They sleep with the staff. All these things you hear about Batasa. There are many Batasas in the ministry in Nigeria. That is a rogue nation. And any nation that has weaponized sex can never prosper. That is what is holding Nigeria. Nigeria has weaponized sex so much. Nigeria has weaponized infidelity. Nigeria has weaponized immorality. That is what is keeping Nigeria. All these prayers, many of them, the higher they pray, the more corrupt they are. Honestly. I'm telling you what I saw. So I came in from university with all those clean minds to just go and work. I found myself from
thinking that you are coming to change the system to work for your fatherland, only to realize that you are alone.
Oh my goodness. So some of these bosses, what they do is they go inside that office. They have CCTV, they have locks, they lock that office, and they are sleeping with some of these UCOR members inside the office. Some of them have beds in the offices. So these are some of the things I saw. Then another thing I wanted to mention is, during at some point I worked with some of the people that were in the procurement. What they do is, you see, procurement. Every person who works in the procurement has a registered office organization that they are using to bid for projects.
Yes.
And another thing also that they do. So what they do is they'll ask you, oh, submit your bid for project. They know the people that are going to get the project. They know the people that they are going to give all those things. They just want you to just fulfill the formalities. And when you send in those projects, if your project comes in, they look at your proposal. Sorry, if you send in proposal, they look at your proposal and they yank off the back and use another bag and cover it and submit for bidding. So you'll be somewhere waiting for your proposal
I
to
believe
come.
this because I have witnessed that myself.
Not knowing, I had to catch somebody, not knowing that your project is already, your project got the proposal, your proposal got the project, but the back has been removed, and then another with another person's name bidding for that project. My brother, I saw a lot of things. Nigeria is irredeemable. Nigeria can never get better.
People want to take the document, all those papers where they carry for a state government building. What they want they can do? I still can't process that.
Okay, let me give you what they do with that.
Yeah.
One, you may think it's going to end up with Suyaman, Monsieur. No. Those papers, some of the people now, if you're a student now, if you're a student now, you want to travel overseas. They have all these racketeers all over the ministry hiding around. What they do is they use it to issue you all these fake polio vaccines and all that. And then if you need anything in the ministry, these are the people doing those racketeering. And the people in government know. They know very well. The governor may be acting like, oh, I don't know what is going on. I'm not exonerating him, but if you're a governor, you should have an oversight function over all those things. So if all you need to do is put the right man there to watch. So all these things, all these racketeering, people traveling overseas, you want to get these documents or these documents, they'll tell you, come to this place.
Odogu.
They'll give you
see this thing, eh? So they bought all that truck for 120,000 naira, but they can make over 50 million with everything within inside that place.
Absolutely.
Child.
Absolutely. So you don't need to go to, if you hear some students going to the thing is you go to the actual hospital to get these vaccinations.
Yeah.
And some people in those hospitals will tell you, I have somebody that will give it to you, just bring 10,000. They'll just go somewhere and write the same thing. Write those things. I'm saying this because anybody who is listening knows what I'm talking about. They line all over the place and give you those racketeering fake original document from government, but it's fake. There is no medical checkup. There is no vaccination. Nothing. They'll just write it to you and give to you. So this is the country I found. This is the country I was serving until I was like, God damn it!
This is not
Nigeria is irredeemable. And if you do sin, they'll kill you.
And you say if you think you are a whistleblower, you will lose your life.
You will lose. They threatened me, my brother. They threatened me. The reason why I resigned was a project I developed. I traveled overseas, came back. They swapped me and put another person. That's why when I talk about Fulani, I tell you that the laziest people in this world are the Fulanis. They don't work. They go where things are happening. Anytime you hear budget, what they do is they look for where the budget has the bigger money. You see them flocking to that place. They flock to that place and go there to start seeking for one thing or the other to get into that ministry. And this is a systemic corruption that can never change. And when you threaten them, another thing that I also noticed was, you see all these foreign aids that are coming. While the foreign aids come, the same government will still make budgets for those aids that the government of foreign countries have already budgeted for. So when you ask them, why are you making budgets for these
same
particular mosquito, malaria, polio, they will tell you, the budget has been made, but once the money is released from wherever it's coming from the finance office, they will just cut you. The money will disappear from the up, and then the government from all these countries will just be the one to fund it. Some of us were being paid by DFID. DFID is from I think UK. So Yeah, so while some people were being paid by DFID, they are still collecting money from the Nigerian government.
Salary too.
So they collect from both sides. And then you see anybody in the ministry who is on secondment, who open their mouth and say, I'm on secondment, please just fire that person, because they are the baseline and the foundation of corruption in any ministry.
Right.
So what they are doing is they attach themselves to two ministries and be collecting money. When you ask them, why are you on secondment? They say we came here to help to establish this ministry, to help them work things out. But you are collecting salaries from two ends. Sometimes they tell you, no, nobody is paying me anything. But the money they are making from the things they are doing in those ministries, what more than their salaries? And they are collecting vehicles, collecting everything that you share in those ministries. And you ask them, why are you doing all these things? They'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. This is Nigeria. An average civil servant in Nigeria has a big house that her salary cannot pay for. And I challenge
some of them have their children schooling abroad.
ICPC. Many of them are in the UK. I met them in the UK. So many of them, I challenge EFCC and ICPC and all the government agencies to go and investigate an average civil servant. I met one guy in the National Assembly, and he was working with he was a civil servant. He was a civil servant working as a civil servant in the National Assembly. This guy has chieftaincy, like various chieftaincy titles in his community.
Really?
Every budget of the National Assembly, he has a stake in it, and he collects those budgets, and he does whatever he wants to do with it. So this is a nation that can never go down. If I narrate, I have like about 27 things I saw in the ministry. On a very good day, you call me, I'll give you all the list. Everything I saw, I took a documentary. For the 5 years I worked in the ministry, in the villa, in the finance office, I took a documentation about every evil I saw. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone.
Man. Like, what are you doing to even start from?
I'll give you a rundown.
Odogu,
Nigeria can never be fixed.
Thank you very much again, right, for sharing with us.
Thank you,
well, because most of what you have just said right now, there are those who are seated there and they're just nodding their head like, man, it's true. I know to some extent myself, at the local government level, at the state level, it's horrible. Stay safe, Baba, and thank you so much again. Okay?
Copy this call. Give this call when you cut it out and put it so that they will listen to it again.
I will do that. Thank you so much, Odogu. That's a beautiful one. Interesting. See, when we tell you that Nigeria is gone, sometimes it is like too blunt of a word, so to say, right? It's too blunt of a statement. But if person begin to tell you what they mean by that, you are likely just going to open your mouth and be like, And to them in Nigeria, it's a normal thing. They call it being smart. Areas in government where this criminality is so much like pronounced, when you get to procurement or budgeting, you see these two places, the evil servants and that contraption. And since the politicians are willing to play balls, okay, once they get appointed into all these positions, they just kind of like play along. And if a politician steals, for example, if a politician steals 100 billion naira, the evil servant under him, they've stolen more times 3 of that, like 300 billion naira, through procurement, through duplication, and others. Before they say a politician or a minister steal 10 billion, they have already stolen about 40 billion. Because they are the ones who will process the looting for him. They are also the ones that will make the looting a bit disappear in their system. It's an unfortunate place, man. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, Ekalo Ayodeji lorúkọ mi. I'm Ayodeji by name. I've been watching your program for a very long time before the election.
Thank you very much.
Like this that bring Tinubu into the power. I based in Cyprus, so I always watch your
from
program, and that
Cyprus.
one,
That's grand.
yes, I want to encourage you. Like, God bless you
Amen.
for all you have been doing. At least we want a nation that works, that things work for us, and we can, because I don't know why. At least I know what I spend in this country, like in terms of tax and everything I'm doing. I spend more in this country. I can imagine me being in Nigeria. At least what I'm spending there, I'm spending it in the economy. At least it grows where I come from, But these people, they don't just care about us,
No.
and they don't understand one thing.
Hmm.
I think there's a trend throughout today on the social media about the video going on this program in
a
US.
podcast in the US.
Yeah,